Maybe your life didn't get boring whenever you got out of survival mode. Maybe you're just stuck in a freeze response and a burnout. And this can definitely be the case if you're somebody who's experienced a lot of trauma throughout your life. And so the reason that you might go into a burnout or a freeze response whenever you start working through your traumas and your triggers is because your brain and your nervous system are not used to feeling calm. And since your nervous system isn't used to feeling calm, then feeling calm starts to feel unsafe and it starts to feel boring. And so what your nervous system might be doing whenever it starts to feel unsafe because it's not used to feeling calm is it might start to shut you down. So then you might go into a functional freeze, which means that you might be able to get some of your responsibilities done, like paying your bills, going to work, getting your kids, and things like that. But you're pretty much in this robotic state where you're not really present, you're dissociating, and that's being fed by like the burnout, which means that you feel exhausted. So outside of just doing your responsibilities, you really don't feel like you can do anything else, and you're just like kind of zoning out through your day to day. So you can start to see how these cycles kind of feed into one another. So to recap for anybody who was zoning out, the functional freeze response happens because it is your nervous system's way of trying to protect you from potentially going out and experiencing some form of danger or getting back into fight or flight. Since you're not in this constant state of like chaos and fight or flight, your cortisol and your adrenaline aren't going crazy, then you basically just start to tank. And what makes this even more challenging is whenever you're in a functional freeze, the only way to really get out of it is to be able to do things that are more upregulating because you are so downregulated. Meaning that since your body is conserving energy in order to keep you safe, you have to do stuff to exert that energy to get your brain and body back online to show you that you are not, in fact, in danger. So you're going to want to do things to move your body and get yourself present so that you're not dissociating so much. But the issue with that is that if you're also burnt out, then you really don't feel like you have any energy to even do that. So what you're going to want to do in order to get out of this cycle is pretty much just go slow and steady. Slowly but surely, you're going to want to start integrating small things that you can do throughout your day, like small walks or whatever you're capable of. You can start to set timers when you can be active, but you're also going to want to balance being able to set timers and set aside time to have intentional rest. And I should mention that scrolling and watching TV and doing things like that can actually exacerbate the freeze response because it's not intentional rest because it's still taking up airtime and energy in your brain. If you'd like me to talk more about this, you can let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I hope that helps at least one person. My name is Sarah. I'm your favorite self-experimenting coach or companion, and I help get people reacquainted with who they most authentically are. You're an amazing person, and I hope you have the best day.